Section 2, Driving Safely. This section covers 2.1, Vehicle Inspection, 2.2, Basic Control of your vehicle, 2.3, Shifting Gears, 2.4, Seeing, 2.5, Communicating, 2.6, Controlling your speed, 2.7, Managing space, 2.8, Seeing hazards, 2.9, Distracted driving, 2.1, Aggressive drivers road rage, 2.11, Driving at night. The previous one was 2.10. 2.12, driving in fog. 2.13, driving in winter. 2.14, driving in very hot weather. 2.15, railroad highway crossings. 2.16, mountain driving. 2.17, driving emergencies. 2.18, anti-lock braking system ABS. 2.19, skid control and recovery. 2.20, accident procedures. 2.21, fires. 2.22, alcohol, other drugs, and driving. 2.23, hazardous materials rules for all commercial drivers. This section contains knowledge and safe driving information that all CDL holders should know. You must pass a test on this information to get a CDL. This section does not have specific information on air brakes, combination vehicles, doubles, or passenger vehicles. When preparing for the vehicle inspection test, you must review the material in section 11 in addition to the information in this section. This section does have basic information on hazmat that all drivers should know. If you need an H endorsement, study section 9. 2.1 Vehicle Inspection. 2.1.1 Why inspect? Safety is the most important reason you inspect your vehicle. Safety for yourself and other road users. A vehicle defect found during an inspection could save you problems later. You could have a breakdown on the road that will cost time and dollars, or even worse, an accident caused by the defect. Federal and state laws require that drivers inspect their vehicles. Federal and state inspectors may also inspect your vehicles. If they judge the vehicle to be unsafe, they will put it out of service until it is fixed. 2.1.2 Types of vehicle inspections. Vehicle inspection. A vehicle inspection will help you find problems that could cause an accident or breakdown. Vehicle inspections should be done routinely before operating the vehicle. Review the last vehicle inspection report. Make sure the vehicle has been released for service by the maintenance mechanics, if applicable. The motor carrier must repair any items in the report that affect safety and certify on the report that repairs were made or were unnecessary. Remember, when you get behind the wheel, you, not the mechanic, are responsible for the safe operation of the vehicle. If the defects have been repaired, sign the previous driver's report. There is detailed information on vehicle inspections in section 11 of this handbook. Trip inspection. For safety during a trip, you should 1. Watch gauges for signs of trouble. 2. Use your senses to check for problems. Look, listen, smell, and feel. Check these critical items when you stop. Tires, wheels, rims, brakes, lights, reflectors, brake and electrical connections to trailer, trailer coupling devices, cargo securement devices. After trip inspection and report. You should do an after-trip inspection at the end of the trip day or tour of duty on each vehicle you operated. It may include filling out a vehicle condition report listing any problems you find. The inspection report helps a motor carrier know when the vehicle needs repairs. 2.1.3 What to look for. Tire problems. Too much or too little air pressure. Bad wear. You need at least 4 32-inch. You need 4 32nd-inch tread depth in every major groove on front tires. You need 2 32nd-inch on other tires. No fabric should show through the tread or sidewall. Cuts or other damage. Check for cuts or other damage. Tread separation. dual tires that come in contact with each other or parts of the vehicle, mismatched sizes, radial and bias ply tires used together, cut or cracked valve stems, regrooved, recapped, or retreaded tires on the front wheels of a bus. These are prohibited. Wheel and rim problems. Damaged rims. Rust around wheel nuts may mean the nuts are loose. Check tightness. After a tire has been changed, stop a short while later and recheck tightness of nuts. Missing clamps, spacers, studs, or lugs mean danger. Mismatched, bent, or cracked lock rings are dangerous. Wheels or rims that have had welding repairs are not safe. Bad brake drums or shoes. Cracked drums. Shoes or pads with oil, grease, or brake fluid on them. Shoes worn dangerously thin, missing, or broken. Steering system defects. Number 1, missing nuts, bolts, cotter, keys, or other parts. Number 2, bent, loose, or broken parts such as steering column, steering gearbox, or tie rods. Number 3, if power steering equipped, check hoses, pumps, fluid level, and for leaks. Number 4, steering wheel play of more than 10 degrees, approximately 2 inches movement at the rim of a 20-inch steering wheel can make it hard to steer. Suspension system defects. The suspension system holds up the vehicle and its load and keeps the axles in place. Therefore, broken suspension parts can be extremely dangerous. Look for 1. Spring hangers that allow movement of an axle from its proper position. See Figure 2.2. Cracked or broken spring hangers. Number 1. Missing or broken leaves in any leaf spring. If 1/4 or more are missing, it will put the vehicle out of service, but any defect could be dangerous. See Figure 2.3. Number 2, broken leaves in a multi-leaf spring or leaves that have shifted so they might hit a tire or other part. Number 3, leaking shock absorbers. Number 4, torque rods or arms, U-bolts, spring hangers, or other axle positioning parts that are cracked, damaged, or missing. Number 5, air suspension systems that are damaged and or leaking. See Figure 2.4. Number 6, any loose, cracked, broken, or missing frame members. Exhaust system defects. A broken exhaust system can let poison fumes into the cab or sleeper berth. Look for loose, broken, or missing exhaust pipes, mufflers, tailpipes, or vertical stacks. Number 2, loose, broken, or missing mounting brackets, clamps, bolts, or nuts. Number 3, exhaust system parts rubbing against fuel system parts, tires, or other moving parts of the vehicle. Number 4, exhaust system parts that are leaking. Emergency equipment. Vehicles must be equipped with emergency equipment. Look for number 1, fire extinguishers. Number 2, spare electrical fuses unless equipped with circuit breakers. Number 3, warning devices for parked vehicles. For example, 3 red reflective warning triangles, 6 fuses, or 3 liquid burning flares. 2.1.4 CDL Vehicle Inspection Test. To obtain a CDL, you will be required to pass a vehicle inspection test. You will be tested to see if you know whether your vehicle is safe to drive. You will be asked to do an inspection of your vehicle. You must point to or touch the name and the item you are inspecting and explain why to the examiner. The following 7-step inspection method should be useful. Cargo trucks. You must make sure the truck is not overloaded and the cargo is balanced and secured before each trip. If the cargo contains hazmat, you must inspect for proper papers and placarding. 2.1.5 7-step inspection method. Method of inspection. Do a vehicle inspection the same way each time so you will learn all the steps and be less likely to forget something. Approaching the vehicle. Notice the general condition. Look for damage or the vehicle leaning to one side. Look under the vehicle for fresh oil. coolant, grease, or fuel tanks or fuel leaks. Check the area around the vehicle for hazards to vehicle movement, people, other vehicles, objects, low-hanging wires, limbs, etc. Vehicle Inspection Guide. Step 1. Vehicle Overview. Review last vehicle inspection report. Drivers may have to make a vehicle inspection report in writing each day. The motor carrier must repair any items in the report that affect safety and certify on the report that repairs were made or were unnecessary. You must sign the report only if defects were noted and certified to be repaired or repairs are not needed. Step 2. Check the engine compartment. Check that the parking brakes are on and or wheels chocked. You may have to raise the hood, tilt the cab, secure loose things so they do not fall and break something, or open the engine compartment door. Check the following. Number 1, engine oil level. Number 2, coolant level and radiator and condition of hoses. Number 3, power steering fluid level and condition of hose, if so equipped. Number 4, windshield washer fluid level. Number 5, battery fluid level. Connections and tie downs. Battery may be located elsewhere. Number 6, automatic transmission fluid level. May require engine to be burning. Number 7, check belts for tightness and excessive wear. Alternator, water pump, air compressor. Know how much give the belts should have when adjusted right and check each one. Engine compartment for leaks. Fuel, coolant, oil, power steering fluid, hydraulic fluid, battery fluid, electrical wiring, insulation for cracks and wear. Lower and secure the hood, cab, or engine compartment door. Step 3. Start the engine and inspect inside of the cab. Get in and start the engine. Make sure the parking brake is on. Put the gear shift in neutral or park if automatic. Start engine and listen for unusual noises. If equipped, check the anti-lock braking system ABS indicator lights. The light on the dash should come on and then turn off. If it stays on, the ABS is not working properly. For trailers only, if the yellow light on the left rear of the trailer stays on, the ABS is not working properly. Look at the gauges. Oil pressure. Pressure should come up to normal within seconds after the engine is started. See figure 2.5. Oil pressure, idling 5 to 20 psi, operating 35 to 75 psi, low, dropping, fluctuating. Stop immediately. Without oil, the engine can be destroyed rapidly. Air pressure. Pressure should build from 50 to 90 pounds per square inch psi within 3 minutes. Build the air pressure to governor cutout, usually around 120 to 140 psi. Know your vehicle's requirements. Ammeter and or voltmeter should be in normal ranges. Coolant temperature should begin gradual rise to normal operating range. Engine oil temperature should begin gradual rise to normal operating range. Warning lights and buzzers. Oil, coolant, charging circuit warning, and ABS lights should go out right away. Check the condition of the controls. Check all of the following for looseness, sticking, damage, or improper setting. Steering wheel, clutch, accelerator, gas pedal, brake controls, foot brake, trailer brake, parking brake, retarder controls if the vehicle has them, transmission controls, interaxle differential lock if the vehicle has one, horn, windshield wiper or washer, lights, headlights, dimmer switch, turn signal, four-way emergency flashers, parking, clearance, identification, marker switches. Check mirrors and windshield. Inspect mirrors and windshield for cracks, dirt, illegal stickers, or other obstructions to seeing clearly. Clean and adjust as necessary. Check the emergency equipment. Check for safety equipment. Spare electrical fuses, unless the vehicle has circuit breakers. 3 red reflective triangles. 6 fuses or 3 liquid burning flares. Properly charged and rated fire extinguisher. Check for optional items such as chains where winter conditions require them. Tire changing equipment. List of emergency phone numbers. Accident reporting kit or packet. Check the safety belt. Check that the safety belt is securely mounted, adjusts and latches properly, and is not ripped or frayed. Step 4. Turn off the engine and check the lights. Make sure the parking brake is set. Turn off the engine and take the key with you. Turn on the headlights, low beams, and 4-way emergency flashers and get out of the vehicle. Step 5. Do a walk around inspection. Go to the front of the vehicle and check that the low beams are on and both 4-way flashers are working. Push the dimmer switch and check that the high beams work. Turn off the headlights and 4-way emergency flashers. Turn on the parking, clearance, side marker, and identification lights. Turn on the right turn signal and start the walk around inspection. General. Walk around and inspect the vehicle. Clean all lights, reflectors, and glass as you go along. Left front side. Driver's door glass should be clean. Door latches and locks should work properly. Left front wheel. Condition of the wheel and rim, no missing. Bent or broken spacer studs, clamps, lugs, or any signs of misalignment. Condition of the tire. Properly inflated valve stem and cap intact and no serious cuts, bulges, or tread wear. Use a wrench to test rust-streaked lug nuts, indicating looseness. Hub oil level okay and no leaks. Left front suspension. Condition of the spring hangers, shackles, and U-bolts. Shock absorber condition. Left front brake. Condition of the brake drum or disc. Condition of the hoses. Front condition of the front axle. Condition of the steering system. No loose, worn, bent, damaged, or missing parts. Must grab the steering mechanism to test for looseness. Condition of the windshield. Check for damage and clean if dirty. Check the windshield wiper arms for proper spring tension. Check the wiper blades for damage, stiff, rubber, and securement. Lights and reflectors. Parking clearance and identification lights are clean, operating, and the proper color, amber at front. Reflectors are clean and the proper color, amber at front. Right front turn signal light is clean, operating, and the proper color, amber or white on signals facing forward. Right side. Right front. Check all items as done for the left front. Primary and secondary safety cab locks are engaged if cab over engine design. Right fuel tanks. Securely mounted and not damaged or leaking. Fuel crossover line is secure. Tanks contain enough fuel. Caps are on and secure. Condition of the visible parts. Rear of the engine is not leaking. Transmission is not leaking. Exhaust system is secure, not leaking, and not touching wires, fuel, or air lines. Frame and cross members have no bends or cracks. Air lines and electrical wiring is secured against snagging, rubbing, or wearing. Spare tire, carrier, or rack is not damaged, if so equipped. Spare tire and or wheel is securely mounted on rack. Spare tire and wheel is adequate, proper size, properly inflated. Cargo securement trucks. Cargo is properly blocked, braced, tied, chained, etc. Header board is adequate and secure if required. Side boards and stakes are strong enough, free of damage, and properly set in place, if so equipped. Canvas or tarp, if required, is properly secured to prevent tearing, billowing, or blocking of mirrors. If oversized, all required signs, flags, lamps, and reflectors are safely and properly mounted, and all required permits are in the driver's possession. Curbside cargo compartment doors are in good condition, securely closed, latched, locked, and required security seals are in place. Right rear. Condition of the wheels and rims, no missing, bent, or broken spacers, studs, clamps, or lugs. Condition of the tires, properly inflated, valve stems and caps intact, and no serious cuts, bulges, or tread wear. Tires not rubbing each other and nothing stuck between them. Tires are the same type, for example, not mixed radial and bias types. Tires are evenly matched, same size. Wheel bearing seals are not leaking. Suspension, condition of the springs, spring hangers, shackles, and U-bolts. Axles are secure. Powered axles are not leaking lube, gear oil. Condition of the torque rod arms and bushings. Condition of the shock absorbers. If retractable axle equipped, check the condition of the lift mechanism. If air powered, check for leaks. Condition of the air ride components. Brakes, brake adjustment. Condition of the brake drums or discs. Condition of the hoses. Look for any wear due to rubbing. Lights and reflectors. Side marker lights are clean, operating, and the proper color. Red at rear, others amber. Side marker reflectors are clean and the proper color. Red at rear, others amber. Rear, lights and reflectors. Rear clearance and identification lights are clean, operating, and the proper color. Red at rear. Reflectors are clean and the proper color. Red at rear. Tail lights are clean, operating, and the proper color. Red at rear. Right rear turn signals are operating and the proper color. Red, yellow, or amber at rear. License plates is present, clean, and secured. Splash guards are present, not damaged, properly fastened, not dragging on the ground, and not rubbing the tires. Cargo is secure. Trucks. Cargo is properly blocked, braced, tied, chained, etc. Tailboards are up and properly secured. End gates are free of damage and properly secured in stake sockets. Canvas or tarp, if required, is properly secured to prevent tearing, billowing, and blocking of either the rear view mirrors and rear lights. If over length or over width, make sure all signs and or additional lights or flags are safely and properly mounted, and all required permits are in the driver's possession. Rear doors are securely closed, latched, and locked. Left side, check all items as done for the right side, plus batteries if not mounted in the engine compartment. Battery boxes is securely mounted to vehicle. Box has a secure cover. Batteries is secured against movement. Battery is not broken or leaking. Fluid in batteries is at the proper level except maintenance-free type. Cell caps are present and securely tightened except maintenance-free type. Vents in the cell caps are free of foreign material, except maintenance-free type. Step 6. Check the signal lights. Get in and turn off the lights. Turn off all the lights. Turn off the stop lights. Apply the trailer hand brake or have a helper press the brake pedal. Turn on the left turn signal lights. Get out and check the lights. Left front turn signal light is clean, operating, and the proper color. Amber or white on signals facing the front. Left rear turn signal light and both stop lights are clean, operating, and the proper color. Red, yellow, or amber. Note, checks of the brake, turn signal, and four-way flasher functions must be done separately. Get in the vehicle. Turn off the lights not needed for driving. Check for all required papers, trip manifests, permits, etc. Secure all loose articles in the cab. They might interfere with the operation of the controls or hit you in an accident. Start the engine. Step 7. Start the engine and check. Test for hydraulic leaks. If the vehicle has hydraulic brakes, pump the brake pedal 3 times. Then apply firm pressure to the pedal and hold for 5 seconds. The pedal should not move. If it does, there may be a leak or other problem. Get it fixed before driving. If the vehicle has air brakes, do the checks described in section 5 and 6 of this handbook. Brake system. Test the parking brakes. Fasten the safety belt. Set the parking brake. Power unit only. Release the trailer parking brake if applicable. Place the vehicle into a low gear. Gently pull forward against the parking brake to make sure the parking brake holds. Repeat the same steps for the trailer with the trailer parking brake set and the power unit parking brakes released if applicable. If it does not hold the vehicle, it is faulty. Get it fixed. Test the service brake stopping action. Drive the vehicle about 5 miles per hour. Push the brake pedal firmly. Pulling to one side or the other can mean brake trouble. Any unusual brake pedal feel or delayed stopping action can mean trouble. If you find anything unsafe during the vehicle inspection, get it fixed. Federal and state laws forbid operating an unsafe vehicle. 2.1.6 Inspection during a trip. Check vehicle operation regularly. You should check instruments, air pressure gauge if you have air brakes, temperature gauges, pressure gauges, ammeter voltmeter, mirrors, tires, cargo and cargo covers, lights. If you see, hear, smell, or feel anything that might mean trouble, check it out. Safety inspection. Drivers of trucks and tractors transporting cargo must inspect the securement of the cargo within the first 50 miles of a trip and every 150 miles of every 3 hours after, whichever comes first. 2.1.7 After trip inspection and report. You may have to make a written report each day on the condition of the vehicles you drove. Report anything affecting safety or possibly leading to a mechanical breakdown. The vehicle inspection report tells the motor carrier about problems that may need fixing. Keep a copy of your report in the vehicle for 1 day. That way, the next driver can learn about any problems you have found. Subsection 2.1 Test your knowledge. What is the most important reason for doing a vehicle inspection? What things should you check during a trip? Note some key steering system parts. Name some suspension system defects. What 3 kinds of emergency equipment must you have? What is the minimum tread depth for front tires? What about for the other tires? Name some things you should check on the front of your vehicle during the walk-around inspection test. What should wheel bearing seals be checked for? How many red reflective triangles should you carry? How do you test hydraulic brakes for leaks? Why put the starter switch key in your pocket during the vehicle inspection test? These questions may be on your test. If you cannot answer them all, reread subsection 2.1.